You smell so good. This is what we want to hear when we were wearing a fragrance. And this is this colognes list. I've got all the fragrances that you would want for those sort of compliments. These are strong fragrances and they are just fail-safe, extremely attractive manly colognes. Let's start with a fragrance that is very impressive. It's extremely strong and it's got this just genius DNA for me for a men's fragrance, and it is Stronger With You, absolutely. This is a step up for me from Stronger With You Intensely because it's got this nuttiness, ambery warmth that Stronger With You Intensely has, but it also has got a tons of lavender and this oody harshness that is just amazing in the air. It could be a niche fragrance. Like if you had this on and you told me you're wearing Parfum de Marly fragrance, I would totally believe you because this is that sort of a scent DNA. This fragrance is extremely strong, very attention grabbing, I would say. So if you want something like this fragrance will get you those compliments. It's just an amazing one. Next up, we've got a fragrance that I know that a lot of us in the fragrance community are totally obsessed with this release from Parfum de Marly. It's Alpha. It is just addictive. There is something about this fragrance in the air that really makes it moreish, sexy. It started off being a fragrance in my collection that I liked, and now it's love, love, love. It's that sort of a fragrance. I think when I started smelling it on my husband, I got it. I got why so many people are obsessed with this, because this is so praline, nutty, smooth, creamy, yet slightly fresh. And in the air, the sillage of this is where it's at. It will get you crazy compliments. It's long lasting, it's projecting, and it is just yummy. Oh, I want to eat this. Next fragrance, it is Oh, You Smell So Good. And I actually heard Stallone, so Sylvester Stallone's daughters, talking about this fragrance.
Love you.
And they said, man, when a guy wears this scent, he smells amazing. So I'm sharing it with you because I totally agree. And it is Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. This is tobacco leaf, a bit of cocoa, a bit of dry nuttiness. It's vanilla, but it's done in this like mysterious, really strong way. This fragrance is hyper strong, but in this like spicy, rich way. It just smells masculine, like you're attending like super nice lounges where men just drink their drinks and talk about business stuff, and it's like all leather chairs and books behind them. This is that sort of a fragrance. It just smells luxurious and extremely attractive. Next up, we've got a scent that is just a scent that I know that 100% of you will love. Like I just know because I love it as well, but it is just a fragrance that you can't dislike. It's that good. It's Bohemian Lime by Goldfield and Banks. Again, a scent that actually my husband brought to me and he was like, check this out, this is amazing. And I smelt it in the shop and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. If I was to describe the scent, I would say this is a shower fresh, tart green freshness. It's super piercing all year round, but perfect for the summertime. You just smell like you've got muscles, like you're extremely clean and you take care of yourself, very sexy. If you like fragrances like the new Eros Energy, this is along the same lines like Creed of Fantasy, but much more tart, and that lime, it's just to die for. It's so juicy, so good. You'll just fall in love with the scent, you'll get compliments, and people will be like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. This is that fragrance. Another Tom Ford fragrance, so we've got 2 Tom Ford fragrances on this list. This fragrance, we've gotten another bottle. If you've seen this channel, I talk about Oud Wood a lot. It's one of those fragrances that is sexy without trying too hard. And for example, I would describe You-Sauvage Eau de Toilette as sexy, but trying a little bit hard. This is not trying hard, but you're just extremely good smelling. This is dry woodiness, a bit of spice. It just smells extremely masculine. And when I tell you this is the most complimented fragrance for my husband, it is. He just gets compliments wherever he goes. I love this on him. The amount of people that has asked him for what this fragrance is, you smell so good, what are you wearing, write it down. It is actually crazy. I don't know why this fragrance has got like a hold on people, but it does, and it's got a hold on me. It's extremely sexy, so good smelling. Just buy it. Trust me, you'll be amazed. Next fragrance that the Salon sisters have mentioned, it is a fragrance that I wasn't expecting, but I'll share it with you. It is Byredo Mojave Ghost. This fragrance, it is musky. I've got it sprayed here on my arm because I got a sample especially just to try it, and they described it as like clean and musky, and I get what they mean because this is very musky, a bit of violet, but overall this smells very clean, kind of amber-gris sort of a smell, like woody cleanliness. So this is more of a all year round. They also mentioned that Tobacco Vanille is more like now weather, and Mojave Ghost is more like a clean all year round scent that they just absolutely love and die for on a guy. So try it out. It's very good smelling. Next up, I have to mention Bleu de Chanel because the amount of times I've overheard people talk about the scent, women rave about it at fragrance counters, because yes, I spend a lot of time at fragrance counters, more than I probably should, although maybe I should because I'm actually here to suggest you new fragrances to try. And this fragrance, it is an OG holy grail sort of fragrance. Any Bleu de Chanel. Eau de Parfum is probably the one that projects, lasts. The scent is there, so get the Eau de Parfum if you are just starting out with your Bleu de Chanel journey. But this scent, to me, I also love this. It's one that is just so extremely lemony, and I think that freshness together with this smoky woodiness, it just works. It's a great everyday fragrance. It lasts. It smells like badass. It does smell like that. Although it's worn quite a lot, I find that this still smells classy and not overdone, whereas like Dior Sauvage, I know I keep bashing it, I love this fragrance, but I feel like that fragrance is a bit overdone. Bleu de Chanel, although it's super popular, isn't. So Bleu de Chanel, it's always like my go-to recommendations for men because it's just that good. By the way, I'll link all of these down below, and also samples, especially for the niche fragrances I'm talking about, so you can test them if you don't have access to niche fragrances near where you live. Next one, we've got a newer fragrance, newer release, and this is such a good one. This, when I first smelled, because I always give those fragrances to my husband to wear because I believe the experience on somebody, like, it's completely different than just spraying it on a scent strip and telling you guys about it. This scent is extremely long lasting. I mean, like 12 hours, and it just smells really masculine and crisp, I would say. It is the new Le Sel d'Issey from Issey Miyake. And it is, how the name suggests, salty, seaweed-like. So if you don't like that, you might not love it. But this, I find seaweed saltiness in a men's fragrance so sexy. It's in one of my favorite marine fragrances, Bulgari Purom. That fragrance, it is just insanely good. And this kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but it's much stronger, much more potent. It smells like you are by the sea, you're relaxed, you smell amazing, and you know it. This is the sort of fragrance, and it's got this super popular scent DNA, similar to like Acqua di Gio, but this to me is better because it's much more modern, and it's got this really cooling marine note that is just crisp and cuts through all the other fragrances in the room. So good. Seriously, check this new release out because I was really impressed. Next up, we've got a new Creed fragrance, Centaurus. This scent I absolutely love, and it was a first sniff, sort of a love affair. Oh my gosh, it is this cardamom tobacco, but with a lot of citrusiness, benzoin, labdanum, and it's got this apple pie sort of a note as well that I'm getting from here. But truly, it is enveloping. It is just, the more you smell it, the more you want to continue on smelling this. If you like those rich, more dense scents like tobacco vanille, this is that sort of a vibe, but it's a bit fresher with that apple pie quality to it, but still very addictive. Man, this is just an amazing fragrance. You'll smell so good, literally. I will give you a compliment, like write to me and I will be like, you smell so good, because I know you will smell good. Next up, I had to put a Le Mal Elixir on this list because this fragrance gives you that reaction and it is so extremely fun. I want more. I want more of this scent. I want Jean Paul Gaultier to just release fragrances like this. It is just bubblegummy, it's sweet, it's cinnamony, it's vanillic. It just makes me smile, and this is the reaction that you want from your fragrance. This is non-serious. This is not a guy who's trying to be pretentious or a guy who's trying to be like super, you know, expensive with everything. We all know these guys who like don't have any money in the bank, but everything that they are wearing is like designer, you know? This is not the person to be, by the way. But this fragrance is like, you just want no-brainer, good smelling fragrance that will not cost you an arm and a leg, and you want to give off fun, easygoing vibes. This is addictive, it's strong, it's everything you want in a fragrance. I just keep smiling, it's that good. Next fragrance, it is Rehab by Initio. This scent has been a love for me ever since I started this channel. This scent is remarkable. It is. It's one of those Initio fragrances that are addictive. It was the first ever Initio I bought from the line. It's that good, and I bought it to recommend on this channel. It is lavender. It is very powdery as well. If you like Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf, you'll love this. This is much more of a niche version of something like Spice Bomb. Just you hit with loads of spices, but also lavender, and it smells calming, super unique as well. Although it does smell like Spice Bomb, it is not exactly that. It's not creamy, it's powdery, it's kind of very strong and in your face, but not in this like sweet syrupy way like Spice Bomb Extreme, for example. This is much more like just airy, strong, just such an incredible experience. And this is, to me, signature worthy. If you're looking for a signature scent, this is perfection. Everybody will tell you how good you smell. Let me know if you ever get these compliments, and if you have gotten that in the past, what fragrance were you wearing? What fragrance for you gets those reactions? For me, just in case if you want to buy a present for your loved one, it is always Valaya from Parfum de Marly. I get so many compliments for this. This smells like a 5-star resort. It's very clean smelling, just beautifully clean, strong scent, and the bottle is gorgeous. So if you want to buy a present for your girlfriend, Valaya. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.